Welcome back. Education is a major focus of the Central Florida Navy League. An interesting fact is that the Central Florida Navy League supports a total of 23 Sea Cadet and Navy Junior ROTC units, which is more than any other council. I'm joined by Evan Richmond, who is currently a midshipman with the Sea Cadets and previously a Sea Cadet. Welcome, Evan.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good.
What drew you to the Sea Cadets and why did you want to join?
So at first, it was an opportunity to get into the military. I joined straight out of middle school, going into high school, going into my freshman year. My parents signed me up for it, got the feel for it, and ended up tending to be in love with it. And now I've been with the program almost for 7 years. I worked all my way up through the ranks, made chief, and then I loved it so much that I came back as an adult volunteer as a midshipman for the program.
So your parents were the ones who introduced you to it?
Yes, they were.
Okay. So what are you doing now?
So I recently finished EMT school, going on to Fire Academy to pursue EMT fire paramedic. After I get that done, doing my degrees and possibly joining the Navy commissioning afterward.
So you want to be an officer?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. So you're in college at this particular time?
Yes, I am.
And how long have you been in college?
Going on my sophomore year of college now.
What sort of things did you learn being a Sea Cadet?
One thing that he preached upon us was the Navy core values: honor, courage, commitment. Those go a long way in life, and just the program, it's military oriented, but you're not forced to go into the military afterward. It's a great foundation and a set for life, just for the foundation of everything. Just to be a better person, be a service to your community in general.
Has that benefited you?
Yes, it has.
Have you been inspirational to other young men and women that you know?
Yes, I have. Even in the program, people look up to me. I now volunteer my time as a medical officer, sharing my medical experience, volunteering at trainings for the safety and wellness of others at trainings and within my unit.
And what's your aspirations if you do go in the military?
It was going to do flight and aviation, but recently learned that height's a little bit of a limit on that. Being 6'6" is kind of restrictions on that. So probably going to go to the medical side of some sort.
And how has being a Sea Cadet given you leverage now on what you want to do?
Well, it's given me, especially on resumes a lot, it gives you a step up on a resume. It gives you that leadership experience, especially being a chief, making my way all the way through the ranks, staying committed to a program 4, 5, and 6 years, and going on to come back after I've already graduated out. Definitely gives you that sense of commitment and a just drive for more.
And how many years can you be a Sea Cadet?
So you can be a Sea Cadet up until you're 18 and you graduate high school. So you can be 18 and not graduate high school and still be in the program, but the moment you're 18 and have graduated high school, you therefore age out of the program.
And then what's the next step?
So you can either join the services, what some of us do, some of my friends have enlisted in the Marine Corps and Navy, or you can come back and spend your time as an adult volunteer as a midshipman until you age up to 21, then you can rank through ensign, lieutenant, lieutenant junior grade, and so on.
So that would be the midshipman?
Yes.
Okay. And your involvement with the Sea Cadets, have you recruited other young men and ladies?
I have some younger men from my school, my public school and private school, and other people just asking about it and referring them to the program, and then somehow they end up joining and they end up falling in love with the program just like I did.
And why have you continued to stay committed to the Sea Cadets?
I've noticed the opportunity it gives a lot of people, and I love to help, and this gives me an opportunity to help and give back into something I put my time into, something I went through. Now I can see things that needed to be changed and needed to help. I can help on that end from the adult and volunteer side, because the program is run by the cadets, but it's also very much assisted by the volunteers. We wouldn't be able to do anything without the volunteers.
Well, being there 7 years and being a chief, did you say you were a chief?
Yes, I'm a chief. Mm-hmm.
What leadership skills did you develop?
Definitely to lead by example, for sure, was one of them. And even though you always, especially for me, I love to get my hands and stuff and help, making chief kind of forced me into a position to have to delegate and to lead by either telling or by example instead of doing it yourself. So.
And what was your biggest leadership challenge?
I'd definitely say my biggest leadership challenge was probably staffing or recruit training, because to make chief, you have to staff a recruit training or a league orientation, which is league orientation is for the middle schoolers, not yet in high school, for the younger kids. Definitely having to lead one of those and manage everybody under you was definitely one of the hardest.
Has your integrity ever been challenged?
I wouldn't say it's been challenged. It's a test on it for sure. I wouldn't say a challenge, yeah, but it's definitely a test. It's really hard, yeah.
Could you give me an example of it?
Just with situations, say cadets having involvement with one each other or problems with each other, you may not want to report something because it could get blown out of proportions, or you don't want to do it because it's a sensitive situation. So just having the discretion to know where to use it is definitely tough.
Well, that's great leadership qualities that they've taught you. And what would you tell right now any young man or woman who are considering becoming a Sea Cadet?
I would say people may be scared of it because it's a military-oriented program, but you're not forced to go into the military afterwards. It's a great foundation for the foundations of life, for any job. You can use the things you learn there anywhere, whether you can go through the medical side like I did. I ran corpsman, I was medical for my entire program. Some people did MA, security, and they work at police departments now, or you can do cybersecurity or CPIRT with robotics. There's a lot of different options you can use that will not align you generally with the military.
Okay. Well, Evan, I want to thank you so much for letting me interview you today. And if you had any last words to say, what would they be?
Try it out, join a program. It's not for everybody, but if you do stick through it, it's definitely worth the time.
Well, thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
As you just heard, the Central Florida Navy League is making a huge impact on the youth through its support of the Sea Cadets. Their contribution through unit adoption, youth programs, and scholarships go a long way in meeting the needs of young people. Events are crucial to the work of the Navy League. Along the corporate sponsorships, the organization relies on money raised at its events to fund its many initiatives. When we return, we'll be joined again by Tim Hill, the president of the Central Florida Navy League, who will tell us more about their annual events.